So welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, AD Summerful 4, guys. So today we're going to be doing a debate show, guys, on the top 10 international underdog wins and deep runs. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Let me go read the comments first, and then we're going to go ahead read the chat, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. And also, please try to limit the background noise if you have any. So, Master Jones says hi. I think when we make lists on debate shows, there's too many things to debate. That is true. That is true. This will probably be the last kind of list kind of debate show we'll do in a while. So I have been doing a lot of lists, and yeah. Good day, good day. Sup, Bulgarian mapping says. Gone to school says hello. Lava King says hey, big up everyone. 2014 Costa Rica, 26 Iceland. All right, we'll get to the teams. All right, so let me go ahead and introduce our panel. People that are on panel today. Some of them have. One person has never been here on the channel, and one has actually been here for the second time, I believe. So, national team football. I believe this is your second appearance on the channel, right?
Yeah, you're right. We did a discussion on Croatia out of the World Cup, so it's good to finally be back again.
Yeah, and I think you were in a live stream, I think last year around the same time. I think.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, and then Sammy Kiani, I believe this is the first time you've been on my channel, so thank you for joining, man.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to join your panel.
Yeah, I know. We're the international experts, supposedly.
Of course.
So, well, I wouldn't really say I'm an expert, but we're a huge avid international fans. So and remember, guys, this is just strictly international. We're not doing club football. Maybe in the future we'll do a club football edition, but this one is strictly international. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So I came up with a top 10 / honorable mentions. So then we're going to go ahead and discuss here whether what ones we have. Some of the ones I forgot to put here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Then I'll come up with our 10 together. So this is the thing. Is this font a little too small? Let me make it a little bigger. It's probably small for you guys. Should I make it bigger? Let's see. Where's the font? Okay, here we go. Let me make this a little bigger. I'm putting let's just put it at like 18. I think that's good. Okay, I think this is a good size. All right. So, okay. So let's do the top 10 agreed here. Okay. Do you want? Is this font good, guys, or you want still bigger?
It's good for me.
Okay. What would you national team football?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking the audience. Yeah, it's fine for me.
Yeah. Let me see what you guys say in the chat. So someone said too small. Someone said bigger. Okay. Let's do. Let's try one more time. Let's do like the next. Let's do like what's the next available size? 20. Okay, I think this is good. I think that's good enough. All right. Okay, let's start with Iraq 2007. Are we going to include that? I think we all should. I think that's a yes, at least for me. What would you say, Sammy, national team football?
It's an undisputed yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean it's obvious. Like they weren't expected to win it. They were going through some issues in the country as well, and the fact that they won it was insane. So, yeah. I assume you agree, right, Sammy?
Yes, I agree, because especially with the situation in the country, the war, it was very special and came out of nothing, out of nowhere. And yeah, I agree. It should be on the list.
Okay, so remember, guys, we're doing only 10. Okay. Zambia 2012 AFCON, I think, is another undisputed. I think it's very obvious. To be honest, I'm probably going to, unless you guys have any disagreements, I'm probably just going to not ask you guys because I think it's kind of obvious. So, obviously, you weren't expected to win the AFCON, and they did it in style, man. And they beat, I think they beat Ivory Coast in the final, right?
Yes, on penalties, yes.
Yes.
It was a very, very long-winded penalty shootout, I believe, something like 12-11 or 30-12. I believe it was very long, if I remember it correctly.
Yeah. Well, guys, we're just like discussing which teams are making the top 10. We're not saying that these are the specific order, okay? Just so you guys know, okay? We're just getting the teams in the top 10 first. All right, Greece 2004 Euros. Obviously, you have to put them there. They won the Euros away from home against Portugal, and that Portugal team was amazing 2004. So, they made the World Cup semis the following World Cup. So yeah. And remember, guys, this is just the 21st century. So I really feel bad for one nation. We couldn't, unfortunately, include them, which was the Denmark team. Unfortunately, they were doing 21st. So I guess we can give a brief mention to them. Okay, now we get to the ones that are not so quite obvious, and maybe we might have some debate on this one. Portugal 2016 Euros. Do we include them on this list?
I am on the fence about it. I think there are still more obvious picks that I would select first before choosing Portugal 2016.
What about you, Sammy?
Yeah, I think it's borderline. You could include it, but it's no obvious. You don't have to include it. I don't have them in my list because I regard Portugal since the turn of the millennium as a powerhouse nation. They produce so many talented, good players. Yes, the tournaments prior to the Euro 2016 they weren't doing that hot, but there was always the potential there to break through and reach a final and win maybe a tournament. And so I personally I don't have them in there, but I can understand anybody who has them in there.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go with majority. So I guess Portugal 2016 does not make the cut. Croatia 2018 World Cup. I mean, I think you have to put Croatia. I mean, the fact that they made a World Cup final for the first time in their history and that kind of population was insane. And there was a lot of people that didn't even think they made them. Some people didn't even think they would make it out of the groups. Argentina and Nigeria. So
Yeah,
I think Croatia has to be there.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. You agree, National Team Football?
Yeah. But it's pretty close actually. But I do agree.
Yeah. Runners up. We'll be looking at your comments we'll be looking at your comments after we get through the top 10 guys, by the way. And we're gonna keep this show hopefully around an hour long. Okay, next up it is Costa Rica 2014 World Cup quarterfinals. I think for me, I think Costa Rica, that definitely should be mentioned. I mean, the fact that they beat Greece, I think they beat Greece in the round of 16, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
On penalties.
Yeah, and they topped a group with England, Italy, and Uruguay is amazing. That is absolutely insane. None of us thought Costa Rica. I didn't watch football at that time, to be fair, but I did watch some of it, but I don't think any of us predicted Costa Rica to top the group. Not even Costa Rica fans probably expected that, So I think Costa Rica have to be there. What do you guys say? And ask Sammy, National League Football.
Yeah, for now they make it. Yeah, they for now they make it, but we might have to cut them depending on how close this becomes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then Morocco. I mean, first African nation. Actually, why I put quarterfinals? Should be semifinals. Sorry for the mistake. That should be semis. Morocco. I think you have to put them there. I mean, they're the first African nation to reach the semifinals in their history. I think that has to be included, in my opinion.
Yes. I agree. It was a great story. And it's also very fresh in our minds because it's so recent and yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think you actually predicted they would go far. I don't think you had them in the semis.
No, I had them topping the group actually, yes, and I had them going to the quarterfinals. I had them beating Germany in the round of 16, but in reality they beat Spain. And I had them exiting to Portugal in the quarterfinals, but actually they beat Portugal. So that was the twist or what I got wrong. But I followed Morocco closely in the build-up to the World Cup, and they showed some signs of exciting play. And I thought the individual quality was always there. If you look at the squad, it's full of players playing in the top 5 European leagues. It was just that there was no coach who brought them together or couldn't galvanize them, or so there was all these issues with Vahid Halilhodžić, and I actually think if he would have remained at the helm, they wouldn't have pulled this off, the semi-final one. I think they would have at best made it to the round of 16 maybe. I think this managerial change worked totally in Morocco's favor to Walid Regragui.
I remember they also played really well in 2018, but they just didn't have the margins on their side and finished last in the group despite playing some really good football. So you could see some early signs there already.
Yeah, Morocco were amazing, man, and it was incredible, man. What Raul Regari's done, and and if you guys don't believe Sammy, you guys can always check out Michael Talks Football. He did on his channel and he talked about it, so there's video proof as well. So, yeah. All right, let's move on. Okay, so next up is Chile 2015 Copa America. You could also put 2016 as well. Which one? This was kind of difficult for us. Do we put both, or do you put which one? Do you think this is kind of a difficult one? 2015, 2016.
I honestly think it's fair to put both, but as one entry. It's cheating a little bit, but I still think
that's true.
Fair thing to do.
That is true. That is true. I mean, personally, for me, I would say 15. You can make a case for art of both, but I would say 15 is more impressive since, Argentina made the World Cup final. A lot of people thought Argentina probably would win the Copa America. And even Brazil, I think even Brazil are probably more favored, and Uruguay. So, I mean, I'm not saying 2016 wasn't impressive. It's just that I feel like 15 for me, is slightly more impressive. So, I don't know. It's kind of a difficult one, though. But I don't know, man. I wish Sebastian was here in the chat. He could probably tell us.
Because wasn't that their first Copa America title ever?
It was. They won the first ever and second ever. Yeah.
But you could also make an argument it's very hard to defend your title. A lot of teams don't defend their titles in general. So, and you would expect. I don't know. Maybe we should get back to this one, and then we'll see later on. But this is a difficult one to say, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's just we'll come back to them in a bit. So I'll put come back in a bit later. Okay. Italy 2020 Euros.
Instant no for me, but I can see the logic because they missed. I mean, they missed consecutive World Cups and they just won the Euros in the middle of it. So that's the thing that kind of makes it unexpected. But I still think they were too good to be considered an underdog story.
Yeah, I also I kind of put them there reluctantly. I wouldn't call them underdogs, and for me, I don't think they were that great in the Euros. They were good, but I didn't feel like they were that convincing. I feel like they just about got the job done, and it was definitely impressive they won it. A lot of people didn't think they would win. A lot of people had England, France, I think Spain even more favored. I don't think a lot of people favored Italy to win the Euros, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I personally think it was in the group stage they were very dominant when they played at home. They bossed these games in the group stage, but in the knockout stage, the only really convincing performance was against Belgium. That was also a very dominant performance. I mean, the scoreline was 2-1, but the play, the pitch showed Italy a much better side actually. But the remaining knockout stage games weren't convincing. They were very close, too close for comfort. And I think it had also to do with the lack of depth in the Italian squad. I mean, they had a good first 11, but they didn't have a lot of depth, and I think that showed as the tournament progressed. And I personally don't think they should be in this list because there were also signs before the Euros that they could do this, because I personally had them also among the 3 or 4 best teams going into the Euros. I didn't have them winning it, but I had them. They were on my radar because they won 10 games in qualifying. I believe, topped also the Nations League group over the Netherlands, and especially on the road against the Netherlands, they had a very impressive win in the Nations League, and so they were already signs. And then just before the Euros, they beat Czechia 3 or 4-0 in a friendly. I mean, they don't belong in this list, in my opinion.
Yeah. Fair enough. I didn't really want to put them there, but I felt like we should at least give them a mention. Okay. Qatar 2019 Asian Cup. I mean, this has to be there. You have to put Qatar. I know a lot of us don't really like Qatar for what they're doing. We're not going to speak about that. We're going to speak about them on the football because none of us, and I repeat, none of us had Qatar to win the Asian Cup, especially at the rivals country is insane. Like, that is crazy, you know. And the fact that they did it so convincingly as well is amazing. So, like, I think they only conceded 1 goal in the entire tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
1 goal in the final against Japan. Other than that, clean sheet everybody.
Yeah, and I think was that a penalty Japan scored? I forgot. I don't remember. I think it might have been a penalty. Or
not sure anymore.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, whatever the case is, like, Qatar were amazing. I think you have to put them in this top 10. What do you agree, National League football?
I was actually a bit on the fence about this before, but I've since changed my mind. It has to be on the list.
Yeah, Qatar has to be. Okay, so we come up with 6, and now we're going to talk about some honorable mentions I ended up putting. So I put Gambia as an honorable mention. They made it to the quarterfinals 2022 AFCON. That was the first time they did it. And I feel like, for me, they played really, really well. And I think they lost to Cameroon, if I'm mistaken, right? I think they lost to Cameroon. If I'm not mistaken, I think. So they were amazing. And I just feel like, for me, they did amazing. So I feel like they at least honorable mention. So what do you guys think? Should we put them in the top 10?
I don't think so, but they're the prime example of an honorable mention, in my opinion. But I can't see what other teams we're gonna cut to make room for them in the top 10 list.
What do you think, Sammy? Sammy, are you there? Okay, he's gonna reconnect. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot to put another honorable mention. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. I guess while we wait, let's see how many we got. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 4 more entries to do, guys. So maybe our 4 entries might come from the honorable mentions, or if there is any team I haven't mentioned, maybe National Team Football and Sammy Kiani can add theirs. Actually, let's look at the comments while we wait. I think that's a good idea. Here we go. Hello, says Lego Dude. Hello. Okay, cool. Too small. Yes. Bigger. Too small. Greece 2014 should be the best. For real. Yep. Me, bro. 1994 Bulgaria, bro. Sorry, man. We're only doing 21st century. Fair point. No, not Portugal. No, not them. Bulgaria 1984 is great, but not 21st century. Them. Iceland over them. Oh, where's Denmark? Oh, yeah, I forgot to put Denmark, man. I got to put Denmark in this honorable mention, so I put them there. Croatia was great. Nope, I mean for mention, not like they're Denmark. I would Croatia in there. Yeah, Croatia. Yep. Croatia is a terrible country in general, but it was a great run. And be respectful. Maybe respectful. Yes, in there. Yes, they should be there. Obviously in there. Costa Rica got goated. Morocco, yeah. Yep. Denmark got a shout. I mean, Ericsson's strong now. They're in the round of 16 for the 2022 World Cup as well for about 10 minutes of the final match day. Costa Rica going the list, no doubt. For real. You are Denmark. Chile, kind of, not really. Yeah, I feel like my thing with the Chile thing is that I feel like their squad is really good. Their squad was amazing on paper. So that's why I'm a little reluctant to put them in the top 10, you know?
Yeah, they were also good at the World Cup a year earlier, so it's not like they came out of nowhere and won it.
Yeah. Like I feel like Iraq and Zambia, I feel like was more unexpected, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, obviously it's impressive. Like, I'm not saying it's not impressive. It's just that I just don't know if I'm not sure if it's like there might be some more impressive ones than them. You know, I heard Morocco and Costa Rica both lost to Ericsson. Post. Okay, I don't want to read the entire thing out. Is that true? Morocco and Denmark. I don't think Denmark played against Morocco, though. And Denmark didn't play against Costa Rica. Like, I'm kind of confused what you mean here with, like, close 50-50. I think Ziyech was more the problem than Valide H. He was willing to patch things up, but Ziyech turned it down. Plus, Ziyech with Lampard and Tuchel to call him. Chile's a good contender. No, not Italy. Italy, heck no. Denmark above Italy in Euro 2020, yes. The match channel is very right. No way Italy deserves to be on this list. Okay, it was under about top 10 of all time. Yes, Qatar. Duh. Absolute Qatar. Yes, even knockout South Korea and won against Japan. We shall not include South Korea 2002 because they cheated. Oh yeah, we were actually gonna. I actually forgot to put them there, but it's probably better we don't put them there because obviously we know it wasn't 100% fair. So yeah, Gambia no. I'm an African watcher, and Gambia isn't mentioned. Contenders go in the bottom four: Gambia, Wales, Denmark, USA, Iceland. Gambia is not enough to be placed in the top 10. Iceland has to replace Portugal and Chile. I also put Iceland at least. When did the 21st century start? Yeah, Ericsson. The 2000. Rip. Croatia, I can't respect them. 2000 is when it started. Denmark 2020. I mean, not 2008. National football. The Sebi guy.
What the hell? What does he mean? Okay, he's just a bit of a weirdo.
I've never seen this person before my live chat, so. Bro, I can't stop, but Iceland has to be there. Oh, who even has said Morocco so far as a joke? Oh, come on, man, Vor. You got to be. Vor, come on. Morocco has to be in the top 10, man. Objectively speaking, okay. Ministry's not on there. Why is England 2018? Bootleg. Oh, what are you saying, man? You're getting very close to getting removed from the channel, so please calm down. I mean, England 2018. Do we include them here? I actually, you know what? I didn't even think about this, but maybe we should put them there as an honorable mention.
I disagree.
Maybe.
I mean,
why do you disagree?
I mean, they beat Tunisia, Panama, penalties against Colombia, Sweden.
Oh, I just realized I forgot to put Morocco on the list.
I don't know. England, they don't make it for me.
Yeah. Bootleg, you got to calm down, man. You're getting very close to getting removed from the channel because some of the stuff you're saying is crazy, man. So mods, do your job, man. Do your job. Hi, 80 summer 4. By the way, I'll tell it actually stop ignoring me. It's from war. Wow. Any comments from this?
Wait, did he ask me something and I didn't notice?
I think he's probably sending you direct messages. You haven't been responding. Are you talking about that? Don't worry, Vor's a good person. Like he's
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, he just told me Sweden will miss the Euros. I don't really know what to respond to that. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right. You didn't add Morocco on the list. Chile 2050 was better because it was at home. We had to win it because we didn't lose a game. Okay. England, no. England. Bootlegs get cooked. Oh, yeah. Venezuela. 2011. Oh, I forgot about them. Actually, how far they made it? Was it... Oh, Sammy, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. My internet has issues.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue our list. So while we were gone, I was just reading the comments, so you didn't really miss anything. So, yeah. Okay, let's just move on, okay? So anyways, we have come up with 7. So we were discussing about Gambia. What do you think, Sammy Kiani? Do you think Gambia should be in our top 10 or they're just a miss out?
Gambia? Which year?
2022 AFCON. Like the one that made the quarterfinals.
2022. Yeah, we could be in it, but my preference or my personal, policy is I like to include the teams who won trophies or made it at least to the semis. So they had the quarterfinal run, so we could consider them, but for me, it's not enough because you have to think at the AFCON. Also, 4 of the third best third place finishers advance, and then they just won the round of 16, and then they are in the quarterfinals. I mean, it is a good run, especially for, I believe they were a debutant at the time. But for me, we have so many other, teams who probably deserve it more.
Yeah. So I think we at least should give them a mention.
Yes.
All right. Russia 2018 World Cup. They made the quarterfinals. Does that make the top 10?
No.
No.
But it makes them an honorable mention, I think. Yeah. But nothing more.
Yeah, I mean they were on home field. Maybe if they weren't home field, then maybe it would have been more impressive. But yeah, that's true. Iceland, 2016 Euros. I think they made it to the quarterfinals, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think about Iceland? Should we include them?
I think they actually. I know quarterfinals is arguably not that far, but for me, Iceland has to make the cut. Their population is smaller than Malta, and they had never qualified for a major tournament before.
What do you think, Sammy?
If we go by my personal policy,
Yeah,
then it doesn't fit. But I agree. If we don't go by that, then they should be in it, because as national team football said, they have a very small population and they actually never did anything. In the 2014 World Cup qualifying cycles, they showed signs of of a rise, but then they really popped off in the 2016 cycle. And that especially, we all remember that win over England in the round of 16, and that made it so special. And you can put them in there. We can I don't know, put them at. We can discuss maybe the other, and then we see. I don't know.
yeah. I think Iceland at least is an honorable mention. As you guys said though, we don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe we should put Iceland because they did beat they did beat England, which none of us thought. Like that's insane. So maybe I'll tell you what. Maybe we should come back to this one and see what other ones we come back, because I'm gonna be honest. I'm not. I still think that we might have some more impressive ones. So we'll come back to that one. Let's just do it this way. Okay. All right, Wales, the Euro 2016.
I think they make it.
For me too. Yes, they make it. I have them in my list as well.
Yeah, I mean they were amazing, man. I think they topped the group over England and their group. And then who were the opponents they played in the knockout stage? I don't remember.
It was Northern Ireland. Yes.
Northern Ireland,
Belgium, most crucially.
Belgium. That's a big one. They beat Belgium.
That what it made it that big. That Belgium win. Yes.
Yeah, because like if they had beat Northern Ireland, made the quarterfinals, like, and plus they made the semis. They made the semis. And they lost to eventual winners, Portugal. So, yeah, I mean, I think Wales is fair. I think we could definitely put Wales. I'm willing to agree. I think I can almost agree with that. So 2016 Euros semis, semifinal. Maybe we might need to do top 15. So, Cameroon and 2017, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think, national team football?
They don't make it for me.
I disagree. For me, they make it.
Ooh. We have an argument here.
Yes.
Interesting.
Okay.
Right,
let me explain why.
Okay.
Yes, Cameroon is a household name in African football. They're a powerhouse. If you see their name, you think, what's so special about that? But in that year, they weren't even close to the favorites. They had a pretty average squad, a squad of basically no names. I mean, no standout names. And it was a pretty young squad, I believe, around 25, 24 average years of average. And there were at least five, six teams who were rated stronger than them, and nobody expected them to do that. And also in the couple AFCONs before that, they didn't do anything actually. So for me, it was a huge surprise. I never saw that coming, and for me, it has to be in the list. Is my personal opinion. I cannot even list now or name even players of the team, because it was so like a random team. Yes, they were decent players, but it really, in compared to what Ivory Coast had, Ghana had, Egypt had, or I was not sure it was Egypt even at the tournament, but they weren't favored to do it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at let me just see the path they had. So group stage, they excuse me. They were in the group with Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Gabon, and Guinea-Bissau, and they actually advanced to second place.
Yes.
Wow. And then the knockout stage, they beat Senegal, and then they beat Ghana, and then they beat Egypt.
Yeah, that's a monstrous path, and they went through all that. I mean, especially also because of that path, they are for me a must. I mean, because Senegal, Egypt, and Ghana. I mean, Senegal at the time was starting to come back or rise again, but Ghana and Egypt were heavyweights. They were pretty big, strong rosters. I mean, for me, there is no debate.
But I don't.
Yeah,
The thing is this: I don't think you can include this entry, but exclude Portugal 2016. I think it's a similar story, but on different continents.
So you're saying that if we're not going to include Portugal, then we also shouldn't include them.
Yeah, we either both are included or both are excluded, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do agree. Like, if you're going to include one, you're going to have to include both. I would say, though, I do think the Cameroon one is more impressive than Portugal, in my personal opinion. So, but you're right. So, I mean, it's you're making a good point, Sammy. It's just we might have some other alternatives. So I'll tell you what. We'll come back to that one later. Then we have USA 2002 World Cup. Obviously, as a Para-American, I was very happy. I know we beat what is it called, Mexico, in the round of 16.
Dos a cero.
Yeah, Dos a cero. Yes, and then we obviously did we top the group?
I think South Korea won it.
South Korea won it ahead of USA. Yes, USA had 4 points.
Yeah, wow, dang. And then we knocked Portugal out of the World Cup, and then we obviously went to the semifinal, quarterfinals. And I heard we lost against Germany. We were kind of robbed against Germany. That's what I heard.
About the robbed thing, I cannot remember it. What I remember is Kahn, the German goalkeeper, came up big in that match and had several fantastic saves, and the USA were very even or even better than Germany based on the play, on the balance of the play. But yeah, that's what I remember.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I still feel like for that one, I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously, it's kind of hard for me to comment because I didn't watch that team, so I can't really comment too much here.
I
what do you think?
I think it's another prime example of a worthy honorable mention, but not any team that makes the top 10.
Yeah,
I agree.
But like, what do you say in the chat, man? You're getting very close to getting banned. I'm sorry. It was on timeout, man. Timeout. Okay. Anyways, we have Denmark. What about Denmark, guys? Denmark and Euro 2020 when they made the semifinals. For me,
they're not even an honorable mention for me.
Yeah, for me, like I feel like I had to include them, but for me, I don't think it makes my top 10 because they didn't really beat any significantly strong opponents, you know.
And they also had a really good team, actually. So that paradoxically makes it harder for their run to be considered an upset.
Yeah, so
they were also one of these teams that were starting to peak or were on a big rise going into the Euros. And I personally made even a bold prediction that they would reach the final. I had a Belgium-Denmark final for the Euro 2020. So I saw, they were putting on very good performances. And what makes the run now so special is all the incident with Christian Eriksen. But they had already a pretty strong team. And as you said, they didn't beat anybody of note, really. So I agree. They shouldn't be in this list.
Yeah. Like I feel like we at least have to include them in the honorable mentions, but I can't put them in the top 10 because, like I said, and they also had a favorable path. You know, it wasn't like they had a difficult path. So yeah. And then finally, we have Turkey. Someone actually mentioned this, and I forgot to put this. Should we include Turkey 2008 Euros when they 2008 Euros? Someone else mentioned that. And then we could also include the World Cup one 2002. Because I'm sorry, I'm not putting South Korea, man. For anyone asking, I'm not putting South Korea because, obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons, yes.
Yeah. So what about Turkey, man? Do we include them in this top 10?
I'm not sure, but I rank their Euro 2008 run higher than their 2002 run, actually. But I'm still
So
not
how
sure.
far they made it in the 2008 one?
Semifinals. But they beat better teams. In 2002, they had a really easy path. They beat China, drew with Costa Rica, and then Japan, Senegal, South Korea, and that was somehow enough to get bronze. It's just not very impressive in my opinion.
Yeah. So yeah, let me look at who they beat in the. So let me see. Turkey. They were in which group? Let me see right here. They were in Group A. Yeah. They were with Portugal, Czech Republic, Switzerland, and in the knockout phase, they beat Croatia on penalties, and they nearly lost to Germany.
You also have to look at how they won. They came back. They were 2 goals behind the Czech Republic and needed 3 and scored, I think, 2 goals in added time or something. And then I think Croatia made it 1-0 in the 116th minute or something, but they still found the equalizer and won on penalties or something like that.
They came also back against Switzerland in the group stage. They were trailing 1-0. They came back on 1-1. So they had 3 matches where they came out victorious after going behind.
Yeah, so I think Turkey. I think we should put the Euros one here at least. What do you guys think?
I for now I agree, unless we find some other challengers.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think how many teams we have here? Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got to get one more. Is there any team I mentioned didn't make? Is there any team I missed when I did top 10 honorable mention? Any team. And then we'll read the chat, and then we'll finally decide the last team.
Maybe, I mean, Honduras got bronze at the 2001 Copa America.
Ooh, actually, let me look. Okay, 2001.
But I don't know if they were playing their best teams.
Someone mentioned Venezuela in the chat. 2011. Okay, let me see Honduras. Let me see if they beat any significantly strong opponents.
They beat Uruguay twice.
Ooh, okay, interesting. They beat Bolivia, as we expected, and then they beat. Oh my God! Wow, they beat Brazil.
Yes, they beat Brazil actually. Yes.
Wow. Okay, you know what?
Did Brazil use their best team though?
They tend to not send the best teams to Gold Cups. I mean,
well, this is a Copa America though.
It was a Copa America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure if I don't think they had the best squad. It was maybe like a mix, French players and some starters mixed maybe. But I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I have a couple honorable mentions.
Okay. What about the 2011? Yeah, actually, I'm not sure we put Honduras. I don't think they have enough to make the top 10. Maybe we'll give like honorable mention. Wait, let me look at the 2011 Copa America, and then I'll let Sammy give his honorable mentions. Other teams.
Iceland has to make the list for me. I'm ready to die on this hill.
Okay. Let me just look at Venezuela real quick. So Venezuela. So they came second in the group, and then they beat Chile. They lost to Paraguay. Okay. Yeah, I think Iceland's fair. What do you want to say, Sammy? Sammy, are you there? Oh man, please tell me you didn't disconnect again. Okay. I guess you probably disconnected, it seems. So let me go ahead and read some of the messages in the chat. Then we're gonna go ahead and decide the last team. Where are we? Right here. You didn't add Morocco on the list. Okay, I forgot to put them there. England, no. I think we already read this. Wait, you forgot it. No. Bootleg's getting cooked. England, no. Did better than expected quarterfinals, but they shouldn't be there. Yeah. Wait, you forgot to put Venezuela on Copa 2011. Yeah, I mean we can put them as honorable mention, I guess. Can I get mod? Well, you gotta have to be active on the channel, and I don't usually give mods to people that ask, so you have to earn it. Ayo, unimportant person, what? Cooked. But at the same time, the 7-0 against Mexico in 2016 was very fun. International weird. Do you know the app called International Football? I think this is kind of a joke question, so I'm not sure.
Yes, I know it.
Okay. Oh, there's actually an app called International Football.
But I don't know. I think it was pay to win. Well, I think you had to unlock the good features with money, but it might be another app I'm mixing it up with.
All right, I did not know that. I said that Bulgarian memory. By the Turkey 2002 should be added. Okay, I guess we can. We can put 2002. I guess we'll put 2 entries for Turkey, but we're only putting the one of them here.
Turkey 2002 is an honorable mention, but no way they make the top 10.
Yeah, but like, man, I don't know what you're saying in the chat. I would say Wales, USA, Denmark should be the final 3 in the top 10.
I don't understand the logic of putting Denmark there at all. I really don't. They're barely an honorable mention for me.
Yeah, like I said, I like Denmark. I have nothing against them. It's just that, like, I'll be honest with you. For me, the recent World Cup that just happened, I feel like, kind of changed my entire perception of Denmark. Like, for me, that Denmark team, I don't look at it rate as highly as I did, you know. And as we said, like, they didn't beat anyone a significant note. They didn't beat like a England. They didn't beat like a Spain. Like, they didn't beat anyone. They maybe beat one of those kind of nations that I can understand, but yeah, you know. And yes, I know people are going to tell me the Ericsson thing, but the thing is, like, their team was still really good even without him. So, like,
exactly.
Yeah. Now, if they had beaten England and won the final, then yes, I would definitely put them in here. Would you put them here if they had won the tournament?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Thank you. Euro 2008. Turkey played the same amount of games as the quarterfinal teams. No, Russia, no way. Turkey 2002 or Euro 2008. We put Euro 2008. Russia beat Spain, but no. Iceland needs to make it. Yeah, I think we need to put Iceland. A lot of people seems to put Iceland. Is that what is that? Is that what country is that?
I think it's Russia.
Nah, I'm sorry, we're not putting Russia. This is a good stream. Where's that 3-person from with this camera on? This is National League football. You know, and he doesn't. You know, he doesn't have to do it. You don't have to put your camera on here when you appear on my channel. Just so you know.
I would if I had one.
Okay. Wales and Denmark should be lock-ins. Which Wales? We're talking about the 2016 one. Denmark, no way, bro. He probably doesn't want to show his face, which is fair enough. I don't think Denmark is in. Turkey 2002 is godlike. Wales is in. Is in games? No, I mean the guy that is showing his face. Oh, he's talking about Sami Kiani then. As much as I hate Wales, yeah. I would also have USA because they never made the knockout since the 30s. I think they were the underdogs of the group, knocked out arch rivals Mexico, and then ran Germany close. I don't know, to be honest. Like, it's hard for me to comment because I don't really know the USA team that well because I wasn't watching football at that time. So,
thing is, I don't see which team we cut from the top 10 to make room for USA 2002.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, I feel like for me, those other 10 is more impressive. You know,
maybe Turkey 2008, but it's debatable.
Yeah. Belgium 2018 is great as well. Nah, that's not Underdog. That's not Underdog. Actually, what do you think? I don't think they should be considered.
I mean, it's a great run, but definitely not an underdog story.
No, yeah. Remember, guys, this is underdogs we're talking about. Not like, you know, just to make that clear. But Denmark can be in the cut. Belgium 2018. Could add Portugal, Euro 2016 to the list. No one really had them to win the tournament.
I actually thought about that. FB7 games, but they narrowly miss out. But I think there's a very fair case for it.
Yeah, and I'm like, once again, kind of going back to the USA thing, is that who are gonna remove? You know, like we'd have to remove someone. And I mean, I understand your point, and it is a valid point to be fair. But this is like we're gonna have to. Which one do we remove? You know. So,
no,
I mean, I suppose. Yeah.
I think Sweden 2018 is an honorable mention, but they don't make the top 10.
Yeah. I don't understand this Denmark hype. Now, Belgium 2018 to me is not underdog. Look at their squad. So many good players. Exactly, man. Exactly. Good point. Third place was still good. Tapia says, yeah, Belgium falls into dark horse territory. Yeah, I would probably, like I said, I don't think they're honorable mention. They made it far, but it's not. It doesn't count. look at their squad. Somebody could play. Okay.
Yeah, they were the second best team of the tournament. Had they beaten France, they would have definitely won the final.
Yeah, and maybe we'd be considered. Maybe would actually. Do we put them in this list even if they won? I don't know. Maybe we might have. We'll see. Sammy Kiani, we were just discussing. Do you think Belgium 2018 is underdog? Because a lot of people in the chat kind of seem it is. I don't personally think it is.
No, I don't think, because all the quality players they had, Lukaku, Prime, Hazard, De Bruyne, Courtois, and also Vermaelen, Alderweireld, and they were still in the prime. The defenders, now aging defenders. So it was a top class squad, and no, I don't think they should be in it.
Yeah. Okay, Belgium had a better coach. They probably would have won something. Yeah, maybe they might have. We'll see. We could have.
You could argue. You could argue Tahiti's OFC Nations Cup win in 2012 was a bit of an upset, but then
yeah,
I wanted to bring that up as well. Yes, because they won the OFC Nations Cup in the final over New Caledonia, and New Zealand was eliminated in the semifinals. And yeah, that's an honorable mention.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me hesitant to name them, though, is that they were not the ones to knock out New Zealand. But,
yes.
They're still a worthy mention, at least.
Yeah, maybe they knocked them out. I would have definitely put them in the top 10, but I unfortunately can't.
Which, when I was not there, which teams did you mention for honorable mentions? Did I miss? I was away for 5-6 minutes.
Yeah. We put like the two Turkeys. We put the 2002, 2008, and then we put the Venezuela as an honorable mention. I just put them there, not in the top 10. The Honduras, and then Sweden for 2018 World Cup, and Tahiti, as you just mentioned. So
I have personally still 4 honorable mentions that are not named yet.
Okay, what are your honorable mentions?
I try to cover basically every confederation. So for the Copa America, I have Paraguay 2011. They made the final.
Oh, wow.
They lost to Uruguay, I believe 1-0 on the final. It was back when they were a pretty good side, because also in the 2010 World Cup, they exited just in the quarterfinals against Spain. But still, a run to the final for any side not named Argentina or Brazil is great, I would say. So I have them as an honorable mention. And the other one for the Copa America is Peru 2019.
Oh, yeah, that one. That's a good shout.
They lost 3-1 to Brazil, but they made it all the way to the final. And I think, they're also a good shout. And Tahiti was already mentioned. Then I have still 2. For AFCON, I choose Burkina Faso 2013. They were runners-up. They had Josef Pitroipa back then, and a couple other players. They were starting to rise, but they were still, today we perceive them better. Back then it was pretty huge story that they made it to the final. They lost to Nigeria in the final, and it was their first time in a final, I believe. Had they reached the semis before? I'm not sure. I think it was maybe even their first AFCON semi-final ever. They are also an honorable mention. And the last one I choose for the Asian Cup. I choose Bahrain 2004. They finished 4th. It was just their second appearance ever at the Asian Cup. The first one in '88, they exited in the group stage, and in 2004 they didn't beat any big teams, but they lost in the semifinals to eventual champions Japan just in extra time, 4-3, crazy match. And what made also their run special was they were the team that had the top goal scorer in the tournament, Allah Hubail. I believe he scored 5 goals. And back when they were almost a nobody in Asia. I mean, today we perceive them as a second-tier nation in Asia, but back then, that was their how do you say? They announced themselves to Asian football in that tournament. I believe that if we want to include an Asian Cup honorable mention, they are my choice.
Yeah. All right. So what was the nation again? Sorry, what was the nation name again?
Bahrain it was.
Bahrain. Okay.
Bahrain 2004, 4th place at the Asian Cup.
Okay. All right. Let's go look through some comments, and then we're gonna go ahead and decide the team. And then, dang, we're almost out of time. Well, we might go a little bit over an hour, I guess. We'll probably will.
I have 2 honorable mentions as well, but we could take them once you've read the comments.
Yeah. Let's go through all the comments first because there's been a lot of comments. Hey, people had Cameroon winning AFCON. No one had Portugal.
Who had Cameroon winning in 2017? I don't know anybody. Show me that person. I don't know anybody.
Yeah, and like I said, like with Portugal, it was impressive. Don't get me wrong. I just think that Cameroon was more impressive, you know. So, yeah. Iceland Euro 2016. Cheaters. Okay. Why isn't South Korea here? Because they because they made the world, they made the semifinals. They made the semifinals. They didn't make the semifinals properly. Let's just do that. They kind of rigged it. So yeah.
And it wasn't just a single mistake. There were, I mean, several goals wrongfully disallowed and red cards that were not awarded that should have been, and the other way around. So yeah.
And they got also away with harsh play. They fouled always their opponents, Italy, Spain, but the referees they let it go, and that was also very annoying.
Yeah. I heard the referees got fired. Like they were like fired after the World Cup. So
yes, something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's already interesting. But anyways, let's move on. Denmark can't make it. Germany versus Brazil still hurts. Yeah. He was on timeout. No. Well, it wasn't France during Euro 2016, but I didn't go to the games. Wow, interesting. Now I don't think Denmark 2020 don't deserve to be there. I had them semifinals before the tournament even started. Denmark, no. I also had Belgium winning Euro 2020. Turkey and Iceland go through. I had Italy, England final. England winning on penalties low. Oh my god, you almost got the. Wow, that's crazy, man. Wow. Yeah, yes, Turkey. Yep, Turkey. They beat Croatia on penalties. Turkey 2002. By Sammy's logic, Turkey played the same number of teams as Costa Rica, Gambia, Iceland, USA, etc.
Yeah, but in my personal list, Turkey didn't make it. If I read my own top 10, I don't have Turkey in it. But I agreed to make a common sense with you. But in my list, there's no Turkey because I included only semis or trophy runs.
Yeah. Croatia on penalties last times in Spain 2023. Wales, Turkey, and Iceland. Chile 2020 should be in the list. Well, we haven't officially ruled them out. We'll say we'll come back to them later.
Let's just list a few Chile players of that generation. I mean, they had what kind of players they had? They had Arturo Vidal, Gary Medel, Jorge Valdivia. They had Mauricio Isla. Who else did they have? I mean, so it was a golden generation. I just wanted to name these players. They deserve a shout out. I mean, if we compare what kind of players they have now, it's a huge drop off.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now, Chile 2050, you got exactly 10. No, we have 9 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And that Chile 2050 was surprising. They were the top 3 favorites low. Iceland needs to make it low. I'll stress. Nope. No more. Iceland must. Iceland is bad. Oh, come on, man. Iceland, I think we haven't, like I said, we're going to get back to them later. It's not that we haven't ruled them out. Germany ran sucks in recent days. I think Venezuela would have given a better game to Uruguay than penalty merchants Paraguay. Ooh. Personally, for me, I would get rid of Croatia and Iceland. I mean, we still have 9. We could still add Iceland to the list. But no, I don't agree. We have to keep Croatia, man. World Cup final? I'm sorry. That's insane. That's.
But I don't know. I agree with that. The 7 games. Croatia had a really good team. No one expected them to reach the final, but they did have one of the easiest ways to the roads to the final in history. and then they needed extra time in all 3 of the matches.
Actually, you do make a good point. Actually, I mean,
if we base it off on my personal expectations, then they shouldn't be there, because I felt before the World Cup they could make it to the semifinals. I mean, I didn't make any official predictions for the tournament, but people slept on Croatia. People slept on them. They had always the quality to make a deep run at the tournament. That they would go on a final run, that was a little bit over the bridge, was more than I expected, but yeah.
okay,
They
maybe
did
we.
sweep. They did sweep their group, to be fair, but it was Argentina under extreme circumstances. It was still an emphatic display in the group stage, to be fair, but they're still a really good football nation, and I think Iceland's 2016 run was more unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let's just go through all the comments and then we'll officially finalize the top 10. Go to Portugal. Portugal's not in our top 10 here. Sarcasm. I like playing around. I like playing it. It's not. Decide which Chile based on which was more impressive. Denmark played easier teams mostly in year 2021. Maybe not Denmark. Russia 2018. I would cut Turkey or Iceland. No Portugal. Sebastian said, do top 15 instead. That's what I was thinking, that maybe we need to do top 15 because top 10 is, I mean, what do you guys think? Should we do top 15 or keep it to 10?
I personally would keep it at 10 because then it's a challenge. Now we have to get a common sense, find a consensus. But if we make it top 15, then basically everybody is in it and it becomes so easy.
Yeah. What do you think, national team football?
Yeah, I agree. It creates spicy content.
Yeah. And Microsoft's football, man. Wow, you're actually here, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Michael Talks. He says, good debate, man. Let's go. Semi's back. Bad bootleg, please. Yeah, I mean, I think he's gone for now. Hopefully he is. If he still continues to comment, I may have to ban him. You would have seen. Are we kind of under 20s as well? No.
No,
we're not. So, yeah.
That would make this debate impossible.
Yeah, no. That 2008 Turkey team is one of my favorite international teams. Yeah, we put them on this list, top 10. 80, we should count under 21 and under 20. Nah, I don't think we should. Also, Paris 2019 Copa America. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to mention that. Thank you for mentioning that, Sammy. That's actually a good shout. Yeah, Paraguay's a good 2011. Alfonso's the top 10 with 2 of USA, Chile, or Iceland. Yeah, you don't count. Iceland's not good. Well, they're not good anymore, but they were good for a certain period of time.
I mean, they were not good. That's what makes their run even more impressive.
They drew every group game. They got to the final by winning penalties and got battered by Uruguay. Wow. So, yeah, maybe we should include Paraguay then in the top 10. Well, I mean, we can include them as honorable mention, but I don't know if we put them in the top 10 now that I know this. But yeah, I mean, it was a good mention still. Estonia 2012.
They almost qualified for the Euros, but barely missed out in the playoffs. I don't think they can be included if they didn't even qualify for a major tournament.
Yeah. So, did Nigeria lose the 2001 final? 2001 AFCON final. I don't actually know. I have to look this up. I forgot.
There was no AFCON in 2001. It was in 2000 and 2002. 2002, I remember the 2002 final was between Cameroon and Senegal, and Cameroon won on pens. But what 2000? I'm not sure.
Let's see, Nigeria. Maybe. Yeah, they lost it. They lost in 2000, so I think it means 2000. Yeah. Why? To be fair, Braun Ray was pretty good, as Armo mentioned. Yeah, that was a good pick, man. True. That South Korea run is so dodgy. Yeah. Now count up here. Sorry. Lol. To me, Italy. Excuse me. To me, Italy is. Excuse me. To me, Italy is not underdog. The referee of South Korea 2002 World Cup was recently arrested for drug trade. Okay, 9. Wow, that's insane. Croatia did have an easy road. Denmark, Russia, and England. That is true. Iceland beat England. Croatia's path was easy except Russia. Honestly, for real. Russia was the toughest opponent in their knockouts. Keep Croatia. They also won the group with 9 points. Who expected that? Exactly. I still think we should keep Croatia, but we have to add Iceland. Denmark and England were easy. have to keep 10. Unimportant ports and speaking facts. Bulgarian mapping says Russia was their toughest opponent in 2018. I know, right? Iceland's not the top my top 10 though. Iceland in mine. Just look back at the penalties for Brazil against Paraguay. They were shockingly bad. Where's Samuel going to draw the Nations League 3 times in a row? Dude, we're talking about tournaments, man. And
Against
yeah, I mean,
powerhouse Liechtenstein or Andorra. I don't remember who it was.
oh, this is a good shout. I completely forgot about them. I completely forgot. Madagascar 2019 AFCON. How far they made it? Was it because for me, I can't say if it's around 16. I'm not gonna. Okay, they made the quarterfinals and they lost to Tunisia. So, yeah, you know, I think that's a good shout. I think we can put them honorable mentions.
I actually agree.
Okay. Yeah, to be fair, that AFCON, we had so many underdogs that AFCON, like Madagascar, you know, South Africa, you know, making it far. Let me see what the knockout stage was like. Benin as well. You can argue. So, do we put any other nations like Benin and South Africa for that edition, or just Madagascar?
Not for that edition, no.
Yeah. Madagascar did top the group as well. They beat Nigeria as well. So, got draw against Guinea. Yeah, I think Madagascar is the best. Madagascar is just as good as Iceland one. It was their debut as well.
Madagascar has 28 million people. Iceland has less than 500,000. I'm dying on this hill. Iceland has to make the list.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So I think let's wait for Sammy to come back. He keeps disconnecting, man. His Wi-Fi, man. It's so unfortunate. Is there any way let me just tell him to see if he can use a hotspot or something? Jeez.
I guess is now a good time to mention my two remaining honorable
Yeah, I
mentions.
guess it is. Yeah, it is.
I have Canada, who won the 21 Gold Cup. The reason it's I don't think it's eligible for the top 10 is because their most impressive win, which was against Mexico in the quarters, Mexico did not use their best squad. So that's the thing. And also the Gold Cup is considered, it is the second easiest confederational cup, only behind the OFC one. But it is a clear honorable mention.
Yeah. And what's your other underdog?
Senegal's quarterfinal run in 2002.
Oh yeah, I forgot about them. There's something, you know, Sebastian makes a good point. What about Ukraine 2006 World Cup?
No, they had a really easy run.
Okay. I guess I can put them there, but we're not going to put them in the top 10.
Beat Tunisia and Saudi Arabia, and then beat Switzerland on penalties before Switzerland were really good. They were just an average team. They did top the group, but I still would still say that they were not too great.
Yeah.
Good and not great, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I just think for me, like Senegal, I think we have to definitely include them because, but at least put them in consideration because you know they beat the defending champions France on their debut, which is insane, you know, and what other nations they beat in the 2002 edition? I think was that the group that had Uruguay in it too as well?
Yeah, they drew with Denmark and Uruguay, and then they beat Sweden in the round of 16 with a golden goal.
Yeah, and then they lost to Turkey. So, yeah, I think Senegal is a good shout. Actually, I think I agree with Senegal. That's what I'm mentioning.
And I have a suggestion on how the list should be completed now. I've reconsidered. I think Croatia should be included. It has to be. So I would get rid of Turkey's 28 run and add Croatia's 2018 run and Iceland's Euro 2016 run to complete the top 10 list.
Oh, we have 9 though. We don't have to remove anyone.
Yes, but I want to add both Iceland and Croatia. Oh wait, Croatia's already there. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I need to learn how to read.
All right. So Sami Kiani, let's go through our final honorable mentions. So these are the final ones we came up with. So Michael actually suggested Madagascar 2019 AFCON when they made the quarterfinals. Do you agree
That's
with
a
that?
good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Then there were some other ones we could have also put South Africa and Benin. We decided not to do those because we didn't think it was as impressive as Madagascar. So then we also put Canada 2000 Gold Cup, I think, as our honorable mention. We're not going to put them in the top 10 because Mexico didn't use the best squad. So at the Senegal 2002 World Cup quarterfinals, that was insane. They beat France. They beat who
They
else?
drew
They
with
beat last?
Senegal
They,
and
they beat Sweden on golden goal, I believe.
Yeah.
Was it silver goal or golden goal? Golden goal. On golden goal in the round of 16, yes.
Oh, they
Yeah,
beat Turkey, it says here.
No,
Yeah,
they
that
lost.
too.
They lost to Turkey in the quarterfinals.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
they
I was
did.
looking at Japan. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. They beat Sweden. Yeah, sorry. Then they beat they
Oh.
lost to Turkey. My bad.
Henri Camara, I remember the name. He scored the golden goal against Sweden.
Yeah, and then Sebastian also mentioned Ukraine. I just put them in there, but we're probably not gonna put them in the top 10 because they had an easy road. 2006 World Cup. So
I'm actually not sure. Could we scroll up to the honorable mentions again?
yeah, these are a lot of honorable mentions.
I would just add Iceland to complete the 10 shortlist. Let me know
Yeah,
if you
I think I
disagree.
agree with Iceland.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah. Okay, so Iceland, 2016 Euros.
I think I see some people arguing against Turkey. Another thing that makes their run impressive is that they failed to qualify for both major tournaments preceding Euro 2008 and the one that came after. They just
Yeah,
came
it's
out
kind of
of
like Italy, it's
almost
kind of like
nowhere.
Italy, but like a better version, I guess.
Yeah, since they're not as good as Italy.
Yeah. All right, so this is our top 10. I think this. Do you have before we rank this top 10? Are we okay with this final 10, guys?
Yeah, it's a good list. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I personally didn't had in my list the latter two, Turkey 2008 and Iceland 2016. But I now we had the debate, I get the point. I mean, they deserve to be there. I mean, it's no, it's no crime or shame. I mean, the very good stories indeed.
Yeah, everyone had to compromise a bit, which is the sign of a good discussion. I wasn't too high on including Qatar or Croatia before, but I realized it's fair to have them.
Yeah, and I realized with this discussion, there were some teams I've completely forgot. Like I completely forgot about the AFCON 2019. I've got to put them to his teams, and then obviously Tahiti as well. I think it was good. So let me go ahead and read some final comments, and then we're going to go ahead and do a specific our top 10, and then we're going to head out. South Africa still won't qualify for 2026. Oh, they're on to. I made my early predictions video, and someone got mad at me in the chat, and someone got mad at me in the comments. I didn't put them there, and I'm like, no, yeah, I don't think they're making it. So, yeah, Madagascar also topped the group with Nigeria, including beating them. Yes, yeah, that's true. Found the end. Put Iceland, 500,000 people. Ukraine 2006 World Cup. No. Journey Wi-Fi is bad in recent days. 80. Okay. Madagascar didn't have any players near as good as Gylfi Sigurdsson. Dang, Matt, so you really want to put Madagascar? I mean, for me, I think Iceland, what they did is more incredible because look at the population, man. And plus they beat England as well. So,
and the Euros are harder than the AFCON.
Yeah, that's also another thing. Like the thing with AFCON is that, of course, it was impressive. It's just that the playing field is more balanced. Euros is not balanced. It's not that balanced. So, yeah. Didn't UAE 2015.
He might be a bit biased there.
They made the semifinals, but for me, it's not. They were on the start of the golden generation, so I don't agree with that. Omar Abdulrahman, Ali Maprout, Khalid Isa, and all these guys. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, we could maybe put them as honorable mention, but not the top 10. Maybe. Lol. Even Gunnarsson and others think it's a former Ajax. Fun fact: the Euro is going to be an EAFC, I think. Nah, still in pass. Ukraine topped the group on qualifiers on Celsius over Denmark, Turkey, Greece. That's a qualifiers there, though, not the actual tournament. But the Nations League rumored to come to EAFC. I could play with San Marino. I dropped Turkey. No, don't drop Turkey. Why? And not as impressive as Iceland, Madagascar, and USA. Also, this is before P Croatia.
Does it mean 2008?
Yeah, I think it's only 2008.
Because Croatia won their group back then. They even beat Germany.
No, he said this is before P Croatia. Like, I think he would have included them as if it was like peak Croatia, like Croatia were in their peak.
Yeah, but I mean, they were still clearly good since they won every matches in their group.
So, yeah. Bulgaria, probably not. Read comments, they'll be top 10. Madagascar is just as good as Iceland. Iceland's a smaller population, but had more class players. Iceland beat England. Yeah. And also, that was in the knockout stage. Like, as good as Madagascar did, Madagascar beat Nigeria in the group stage. So, there's that. All right. I think this is a good top 10. I think it's an agreeable top 10. I think, obviously, I know everyone in the chat's not going to be very happy. You can also do your top 10 as well. This is going to be our top 10. And now it is time to do the most difficult task. It's to actually rank the top 10.
Do we start with, do we go number 1 to 10 or 10 to 1? I think
let's do 10 to let's do worst to best. I usually prefer it this way.
yes.
Yeah, better.
Let's keep the suspense high.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so which one's the worst?
Oof.
Which one is the worst?
It's hard to say. I would say Turkey 2008.
I think I would agree.
Yeah, okay. we can agree on it.
Okay, so 10th. 9th. I should probably do this way. Okay. 9th place for me. I'm gonna go with.
I personally. So we have Costa Rica in it. Okay.
I'll go with Wales for me personally.
I would go Iceland.
Ooh.
Wales, Iceland.
I mean, Wales, they went a step farther at the very same tournament.
True. Although I would say I think the Wales team is better though than Iceland.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, I would say Iceland then also, yes.
So you're going with Iceland 9th?
Yeah, because they went only to quarterfinals.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, I guess I'll go with I guess we're gonna do majority rules. So I would personally put Wales for me, but and then 8th.
Yeah, Wales comes in here, I think.
Yeah, what do you think, Sammy?
Yes, I agree. Wales is now good shout now for 8th.
Okay. 7th.
Costa Rica 2014, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm between Costa Rica and Iraq.
Ooh.
Yeah, because Iraq, they always used to be a second-tier nation, and what makes their run so special was all the circumstances around the war. But I mean, on purely strictly sportive things,
Actually, let me see who Iraq beat in 2007.
The thing with Costa Rica is, yes, they had on paper a very tough group with England, Italy, and Costa Rica, but England and Italy were kind of on downward terms in that cycle. I mean, You look up the Italian squad, you look up the English squad, especially the English squad. If you compare that to today, it's levels. There's levels gap. I mean, it's English squad of then is not what is now, and Italy was also going down at that time. I mean, so and then in the round of 16 they beat Greece just on pens. So I can see a point why we could put Costa Rica now in 7th or Iraq, because
Yeah. Let me tell you the Iraq run, guys, for those that don't know. So basically, I just checked. I was just looking it up. So in Group A, they were with Group A, and they won. They won one game and they drew 2 games. They beat Australia. They drew against Thailand. They drew against Oman. And then in the quarterfinals, they played against Vietnam, won 2-0. And then they won on penalties against South Korea. And then in the final, they beat Saudi Arabia 1-0. So this is interesting, man. This is interesting.
Yeah, he makes Sami makes decent points about Costa Rica, but at the same time, they did beat Uruguay, which I don't think Uruguay were in decline then, and they did take the Netherlands to penalties, which is also impressive.
Maybe we should have the chat decide.
And also, I prioritize titles over runs, so that's why I would definitely not consider placing Iraq as low as 7th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm gonna personally put. This is a difficult one, man. I will put Costa Rica 7th, I guess. So, all right. So there's Sammy. Hopefully, you disconnect. I think you might have just. I think he disconnected. I'm like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Oh man, God. All right, I did a vote, guys. So I did a poll for Wales and Iceland, and then once we have like a clear winner, we'll do a poll for Iraq and Costa Rica. Are we in agreements between these two, right? No one else? For 7th and 6th, I guess, right?
I think the crucial thing that brings Wales over the edge is that they beat Belgium so convincingly, and they even came back from behind to do it. So that's what barely makes them eclipse Iceland, and also the fact that they reached the semifinals and not just the quarters.
Yeah. I just the reason why I think Iceland is more impressive is because Wales have better players. I mean, so that's my thing. Gareth Bale was in his prime that time too.
I think it's only marginally better though.
Yeah, it's close though. It's close. Like I respect Wales. Like Wales has done fantastic. Like that was amazing.
And it was arguably the worst England side ever.
So.
But then again, I also said I'm the one who said Iceland was a must-have, so I can't really complain about it.
Yeah, and to be fair, Iceland did get battered by France, so I guess while we wait, guys, let's just read the comments, man. Let's read the comments while we wait. Okay, bloody what? Turkey? No. Dual poll for tanks ranks. My top 4 champions spots would be Iraq, Zambia, Costa Rica, and Qatar, I think. Yeah. 10 Turkey, 9 Iceland. The worst is Turkey. No doubt. The rest is hard. No, Iceland has to be top 5. Yeah, Iceland is so underrated. It's Wales. It's got to be Wales. You all got to say Morocco, Croatia soon enough, lol. Looking back on the planet, who had Greece winning? Me, for real. Jake, I wasn't either. That Daniel Sturridge winner versus Wales, I'd be running out of my house and across some of my street celebration. Wow. That was insane, man.
I hope you don't live in Wales. Otherwise, they might have not taken too kindly to it.
Oh my God. Same. Celebrating. Popcorn. Costa Rica did so good in a hard group. Iraq, what made their run great, to be fair, was they also had a civil war and the war against America and the war against Kuwait. I want to vote. Not making an argument, just being factual. Just being factual. Costa Rica came from behind to win 3-1 against Uruguay. Bulgarian map is Iceland was more impressive. FB7 game says Rip Sammy times 4. Gershan Singh Sangha says, my question is India itself a good international driver. Got banned in 2020. No management, no funds. ISL got support. Got talent from it. Wins Intercontinental Cup. Climbed ranks close to winning SAFF trophy. Sure, play World Cup one day and reach semifinals.
Maybe in 100 years.
Gershan Singh Sangha, I'll be on. I respect what India's done. I like India. I'm sorry. Intercontinental Cup and SFF trophy is not the highest prestige. Okay. It's just not, Asia Cup is the highest prestige. See, if India can do this in Asian Cup, we can have a conversation, right? Until then, I'm sorry, Intercontinental Cup and SSF trophies, it's not the same, right? So, I mean, what do you think national team football?
Regarding India.
Yeah, like they have to do an Asian Cup, like doing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not the same thing. And I mean, they haven't even qualified. Yeah, they have to qualify for a World Cup or an Asian Cup before we can talk.
Yeah. So let's see. I hope they do well in the next edition. Because I'll be supporting India. Closest to Bangladesh. So yeah. Knocked out Belgium, won the group. Iceland beat only Austria before the knockouts. I actually live not too far from Wales. Wales is more impressive than Iceland to me. Ooh.
For once, I agree with Mets.
For once. Wow. Yeah, this has been a good debate.
It's usually 50-50 with what we agree on and what we don't.
Yeah. Okay, so 70% of the chat actually believes that Iceland's more impressive. Interesting. Then again, we've only got 10 votes, so I think we should probably end the poll. I think most of you guys are going to go with Iceland. All right, now let's do Costa Rica and Iraq.
Is it corruption if I also vote?
I think we should just have them vote.
All right.
This just so to make things fair. Yeah, Costa Rica or Iraq. Okay, so I would say. So, what we're gonna go with? I personally think I think Iraq's more impressive personally. But then again, World Cup is a really high caliber, so it is difficult, man. It's difficult.
It is. I rate Iraq's run slightly higher because they did go all the way and they got the title. Quarterfinal runs happen, but just winning a title is a different story, especially under the extreme circumstances that Iraq were during that time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we're going to decide this by a vote. So, Sammy, you're going with Costa Rica more impressive, right?
It's a toss-up. It's very tough to say. I'm sitting on the fence. It's very. If you think winning a trophy is so much more impressive than a World Cup quarterfinal, I would we are for 7th place, yes?
Yeah,
seventh place. I would go Costa Rica just because I think the English and Italian squads weren't that strong at that World Cup, and these nations were living more of their pedigree, and then also Costa Rica beat Greece on pens only in the round of 16. If they would have beaten them in regular time, in normal time, then I would wait that one more. But then they lost only on pens to the Netherlands. But the Netherlands were overachieving at that World Cup. It wasn't the strongest Dutch squad. So I would put now Costa Rica.
Yeah, I mean, it's really difficult, man. It's really, really difficult. I think I'm going to go. it's difficult. I'm gonna personally just go with Iraq higher because Iraq's sixth for me. Because I just don't think Iraq's gonna. I just think it's gonna be very unlikely for Iraq to win another Asian Cup. And in Costa Rica, to be fair to them, they haven't really been bad in the World Cup group stages. Like they've always been competitive, you know. So I don't know. It's a difficult one, but I'm gonna go with Costa Rica, just about seventh. But
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, and as you said, Sam Kiani, they didn't win a knockout game. Like, so like for me, penalties count as a draw. So
Yes.
you know, so yeah, it's difficult though. It's difficult because like I said, it's very fine margins. Like you know, both are really impressive. Yeah. Well, then we'll have the people in the chat also decide as well. Okay, so I'm assuming we're putting Iraq sixth then, right?
Yeah.
What would you national team football?
I originally thought about. I mean, it depends on how much you weigh trophies won versus just making deep runs.
Well, I'm trying to do like the most impressive. I'm trying to do that kind of way.
Yeah, in a vacuum, I would not place Iraq's run higher than sixth, so it's fair to place them here.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. I mean, can we really place was Qatar's run really more impressive given the circumstances? And we still have Zambia 2012.
Qatar's one was more impressive because they had to come through 4 knockout stage games. Iraq only 3, and the fashion in which Qatar won it. I mean, they were so dominant. They won all games in 90 minutes and we conceded only 1 goal. If you consider that, it's more impressive.
Yeah. What about, was it Iraq's first title? Okay, I'm willing to place them in sixth.
Okay. All right. Now let's discuss about the top 5, because now it gets interesting. Wait, hold up. I just realized something. I forgot to put them. I forgot to take them out here. That's why I was wondering. Like, hold up. Why is there like more than 5 here? Okay. 5th. I think I'll put Croatia 5th.
Yeah. Yes, Croatia.
Yeah.
They had a very strong squad. I mean, the semi-final one was on the cards. I mean, if you had paid attention to the team, what players they had: Kovacic, Peak, Modric, Mandzukic, Subasic. I mean, this was a very strong squad. I mean, people slept on them.
Yeah, and I think the reason they're not placed higher is because they, as I touched upon previously, had a pretty easy run to the final, and they needed extra time in all of the matches leading up to knockout stage matches leading up to the final. But they were, to be fair, emphatic in the group stage, which is why they're not any lower either.
Yeah, I think Croatia's 5th is fair. All right. Okay. Now we move on to the top 4, aka the Champions League. Okay. Let's do our top 4. 4th place.
It's really close, but
I'm gonna go Qatar for me personally.
I don't know. I think the key detail is what Sami brought up earlier. Not just the fact that Qatar won, but that they did it so emphatically by only conceding a single goal. But then again, maybe can you really place Morocco as low as 4th? I mean, They beat Belgium, Spain, and Portugal. So, and Zambia, maybe it's time for Zambia now.
I actually want to take Zambia's run. Actually,
who did they beat in the on the run to the final?
Yeah, I think we should also check that out. And
I believe now it's Zambia's time. I kind of agree now, because I don't think they didn't beat so many high-profile teams. I believe. if so, on pens.
Yeah.
I mean, Ghana 1-0 in the semis, but as
Okay.
you're right, they won on penalties in the final.
Yeah, so they topped the group. They beat Senegal.
But this was before Senegal were
Senegal was mediocre at the time.
Yeah, and they beat Libya, and then they beat Equatorial Guinea. Actually, they drew against Libya, sorry.
Yeah.
And then in the round of 16, they played against Sudan. They won 3-0. They beat Ghana 1-0, and they beat Ivory Coast on penalties.
My
They didn't
choice
concede a
is
single goal they didn't concede a single goal in the knockout stage.
Zambia, just because of the opponents they beat. I mean, only really Ghana in the semis, and then Ivory Coast on pens in the final. I mean, Greece run is more impressive, for example, because we will talk later about Greece. And Qatar, the fashion they did it. I mean, I almost want to say they steamrolled the competition. And for me, it's Zambia now. It's no debate even.
I agree.
All right, let's read some comments, and then we're going to do our top four. Okay. Okay, where are we? But we voted. Will Japan be a potential World Cup contender in the next 10 years with the quality which they are playing? Yeah, we could have also put Japan in this list, but we didn't make. They only made round of 16. They didn't make a quarter, so that's why we didn't put them in here. I would say yes. I think I think they could be a potential World Cup contender.
I would say before 2050, but not in 10 years. They don't get me wrong. They will be a good side, but not a World Cup contender.
Yeah, I agree. 10 years is too early for them.
Yeah, I think they can make a quarterfinals, I'll say, but they can't make. I don't think they can make it past the quarters.
Yeah,
next 10 years. Yeah, how's it still live? Well, we have a lot of teams, man. That's why. What was Iraq's run to the final? I put the Wikipedia page here so you can check it out. Even though I'm leaning towards Iraq, now let's still have Van Persie, Robin, and Schneider. I agree, same way with Qatar. It's Croatia, duh. Modric, Brozovic, Rakitic. I put Qatar in top 3 because of their expectations, not contenders, and the way they won it. Greece number 1. Zambia's dose. I have Zambia for that one. Zambia 4th probably. For me, my top 5 is Greece, Iraq, Zambia, Morocco, Qatar. All right, Greece up to me first. Greece numero uno. All right. Okay. So I guess 4th we're gonna put Zambia.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now 3rd.
Now it gets easy for me.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'd probably pick the top 3 is laid out here. I'd probably put that as my top 3.
Yeah, for 3rd I see Qatar now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree that the top 3 is already in the right order.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
But as Mike wrote earlier, I was also a bit high on Iraq. I had Iraq when I was preparing for this as my second place side.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
Yeah.
They did have three consecutive quarterfinals run before 2007, so it was impressive, but not a crazy upset.
And you have to consider the knockout stage path. They beat Vietnam in the quarterfinals, but Vietnam back then wasn't what they are now. They were a 30th side in Asia, but they were playing at the Asian Cup because they were one of the hosts, and they surprised themselves. So that quarterfinal win over Vietnam isn't that impressive, to be honest. It's just the semifinals. They beat South Korea on pens, and then Saudi Arabia 1-0 in the final. I mean, I can't see how Michael puts that run in second place. I mean, Iraq is a storied team. They always used to be a second-tier Asian team, and they qualified for the World Cup already in the 80s. They had decent. I mean, they won a couple Gulf Cups, but they never won an Asian Cup before. Okay, but For me, we put them at 6 if it's their place. It's the right place, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said, it's very difficult. Like, there's no like objectively wrong or correct answer. Like we're all entitled to our own opinions, And so, I do agree with you though that Iraq is still a good tier nation. Like, they're still like a decent nation. It's not like like a Greece or like for me, like I think Greece and like Zambia is more crazy because like these nations are not really like Greece was definitely not a second tier nation. That time. They had never done anything that crazy before. So.
I will say something about Greece, though. Yeah, I agree. They are first in our list, but people also were sleeping on them because they topped the qualifying group over Spain, and they beat Spain towards the end of the qualifying on the road. And Greek youth football had also a couple impressive results in the years leading up to 2004, like finishing runners up in one youth tournament. I'm not sure, was it under 19 or I believe it was under 19 European Championships. And Panathinaikos Athens reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League 1 or 2 years before Greece won the Euros. So, and there were a couple of Greece players like Katsouranis were playing for that side. So Greece were showing signs of improvement. But what makes their run so heroic is the opponents they beat. They beat Czechia's golden generation. They beat France golden generation, you could say, and then
Portugal twice.
Yeah. So
if someone, could have predicted them to make it out of the group, there was something there, but winning.
Yeah. Oh man, Sam, I think your internet just like stopped again. Oh man,
Someone's trying to censor him because they don't like the list.
Oh man, and you could also even put Greece 2014 World Cup as another dark horse, as another underdog run. Obviously, they didn't make as far as like obviously the Euro is more impressive, but they made the round of 16. So you can even put 2 nominees in this list if you want, but we're only considering 1. So yeah. Yeah.
I don't have anything more to add.
Yeah, let's go ahead and round the stream off. We've been here, dang, almost like 2 hours. Got to round this up soon. Greece has to be first. Greece number uno. Greece is easily number 1. If England had balled against France, I think we would have knocked out Greece. Kratos would have been happy with this list. Iraq had no business winning the Asian Cup. They had horrendous preparation, the war going on. I just think it's emotional toil the team went through. Greece run was crazy. They beat Portugal twice, beat France, beat a great Czech Republic team. It was definitely no fluke. Yeah, that Greece, man. It might be the best. We might do like a club edition as well. Maybe combine both club and international, and like this might be the most impressive thing of all time. Maybe we might. I don't know. We'll see. Greece 2014 doesn't get honorable mentions.
I agree.
All right. Is Greece the greatest underdog story in history?
In international football, yes.
Does it trump? Does it surpass Leicester City?
No. But it is the greatest in international football history, I would say.
Yeah. I think Leicester is still better, because that was still more insane, because they were expected to get relegated, I think, right?
Yeah, and winning the league requires much more consistency than winning a major tournament.
Yeah. Although I will say though, the at that time a lot of the EPL teams a lot of the big ones kind of underperformed. So
yeah, I think they won the league with 81 points or something, which shouldn't be enough.
Yeah, only Leicester is greater. Sammy County, can you join back, or you don't think so? 1954. All right, man. So this is our top 10, man. I think this is a fairly decent top 10. Morocco, obviously, they did really well, making the first African nation to reach the semifinals. Oh, I forgot to mention my honorable mention I have here. I completely forgot to mention them. So I think I feel bad I didn't put them there. Ghana 2010. I forgot to put those honorable mention. So we didn't include any of the Chile ones. Interesting. Do you think Ghana 2010 is like a shout?
Honorable mention by the skin of their teeth, but they were pretty lucky to be awarded penalties correctly awarded penalties, to be fair. But I think 2014 Ghana was actually better than in 2010, but they were still eliminated in the group stage.
Yeah, that's the thing. And imagine they had made the semifinals. Actually, this is a good question. Obviously, this is a good question to round things off. Which one do you think is like Ghana or this Morocco team? For me, I think the Morocco is better.
It's undisputedly Morocco.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, man, like I said, man, this is our top 10. So like I said, I wanted to know what you guys' top 10 is because like I said, it was a big. And let's go ahead and do our final thing before we head out. So final poll. Is Greece the best? Let's just ask this. In international football. We didn't do the even like the before the 21st century, but I would probably say this might be the best of all time, maybe international football. Would you agree?
Sorry, I zoned out a bit. What did you say?
Do you think like this is the best international achievement of all time? Like I know we didn't do the other centuries, but I feel like this probably might be.
Greece winning the Euros.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So. All right, let's go ahead and round things off. So I'll give you guys a few minutes, and then we're gonna end this stream. Only Leicester's great. German 1954 is a great fairy tale as well. Gershon Singh says, "Why not my Atletico Madrid? We won with the most unimaginable, outdated team. Our striker was Suarez, Koke past 35, Oblak 2H, no reform Saul and others." Well, this is international football we're doing. We're not doing club football. Okay, maybe when we do club football, we might put them there. Yeah. Oh, Sammy, you're back.
I think he was referring since we talked about Leicester.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, I see. I still think Leicester is the greatest.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid should be included in League Edition of the top 10 League Underdog stories. I'd say the 2014 one, not the one that just happened. 2020, I would say. I think I was more impressive. All right, Sammy, what's your final thoughts, man? I think we're gonna round off here.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be with you guys, and I think our table looks pretty good. I mean, everybody, as you said, is entitled to his opinion. There will be always disagreements, but I can live pretty well with this list we put together, also in the order. And it's pretty great list, I think.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention this when we were doing the underdogs. I forgot about Ghana as honorable mention. 2010 World Cup. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, why not? I mean, they had a pretty tough group. I mean, they had Germany, Serbia, Australia. That was a group where each team won a game.
Yeah.
And then they got past the USA. Yeah, it's also honorable mention.
Yeah. I think it was great. Maybe who knows? Maybe if they've made the semifinals. We actually, I don't know if we can put them in the top 10, even if they made the semis. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty good top 10. We got like a pretty diverse list. We got South American nations in there. Actually, we don't have a South American nation. Actually, I just realized. Wow. We have European nations, obviously, African nations, Asian nations. Wow. North American. That's interesting. Essentially, no South American, man. This kind of feels weird looking back at things.
We should have included one of the Chile trophy runs. But
yeah, actually, which one we're gonna take them out though? Like, which one should we remove for?
I mean, I guess the 10th place one.
Turkey, yeah. I personally didn't have Turkey in my personal list, so for me, we could put Chile in for Turkey. But winning a trophy is always something very special if you go all the way.
Yeah, we have a lot of Euro picks anyway, so maybe we should put one of the Chile teams just to make things a little more diversified. Which Chile are we going to put? 2015 and 2016?
It's
So 2015 they won on home soil, and 2016 they won in the USA. And in the 2016 one, it was a merged one it was a Copa Central America. So maybe that is also worth more.
yeah,
with
winning
si-
back
with
to back
six-
is really impressive.
I would lean now 2016.
A lot of people are saying we should take Wales out and put Chile in.
I mean, no.
But
You have
Wales,
to give Wales.
they beat the Belgium's golden generation that could have potentially won the tournament. I mean,
I think. I think you removed Turkey 2008 before Wales 2016.
Yeah.
yes, I agree.
Okay. Oh, why did I say Euro? Sorry, Copa America.
Copa Central America, if you want to be precise.
Yeah, let's just
I
bet
mean,
Copa America winners.
Okay.
Was the 100-year anniversary, I think.
Yeah. So Chile, I think that's fair. And we would put them last, right, in this top 10.
Yeah, I mean, as defending champions, they're not enormous underdogs.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I do think the 2016 is more impressive, in my opinion. But yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and round things off here, guys. Round things off. So I think it's a good top 10. So we have like every confederation represented except for Oceania, and except Oceania.
Yeah, it was a great stream. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Let's go read some final comments and we're gonna head out. Who's voting no? Sammy, any underdog story from Iran national team that you know about?
From Iran national team. I mean, you mean for a major tournament, or does also qualifying for a World Cup count?
I think major tournament he means.
Major tournament. I mean, we are an Asian powerhouse, so we are always expected to do well. So in this decade at least, I don't see any, because when we went far, we were expected to go far, and often at the Asian Cup we got eliminated at the quarterfinal stage, and nothing comes to my mind. I mean,
Yeah.
we would have, regarding Iran, we would have to go maybe further back into the past. What was special for Iranian football was qualifying for the 1998 World Cup, because Iran, in the 80s, Iran went through a war with Iraq, and our football was basically at a low point. And then in the mid 90s, we started to rebuild. We came back at the 1996 Asian Cup. We were probably the best team, but we finished up with bronze. And then for the 1998 World Cup, we defeated Australia on playoffs. And that playoff win over Australia remains as one of our biggest achievements in our footballing history, because we weren't favored to beat Australia, and we were 2-0 down in the return leg, and then we made it 2-2, and it was a great story. I mean, but that was a World Cup qualifier, so it's not a major tournament.
Yeah. Chile goes in for Wales. Yeah, Wales go out, in my opinion. Wales won more than Turkey. 2016, I would say. I also am praying that the 2030 World Cup goes to South America, back to where it started. I like both lists, though. I think the second one's better. The stream is never ending. We're going to end soon, man. So in 2018 would be ahead of Iceland. I mean, we got in a group with Mexico and Germany, and everyone predicted it to be third, and we went to win the group and went to be quarterfinals.
No. I'm Swedish, and no, definitely not.
Sweden beat Italy in the playoffs, so I mean they weren't a huge underdog going into the World Cup.
And we beat France.
Yeah, and my thing with Sweden is that we already knew how good they were when they beat Italy to go to the playoffs. And yes, they were in a difficult group. That is true. And they did top the group when I don't think anyone expected Sweden to top. You know? The thing is, though, is that in the round of 16, they played against Switzerland. And they lost to England. Now, maybe if they had beat England, then I would have maybe put them in this. Maybe I'll put them as an honorable mention.
And also the fashion in which they lost to England. I mean, it was a pretty, how to say, England scored early and controlled the entire game. I mean, Sweden was never in it. I was surprised. Before the match, I expected Sweden to put up a much better fight because also Sweden is kind of England's boogie team historically, but England just made light work of Sweden in that match.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. And it was in England in transition too.
Yeah. I guess we'll end the stream like when we officially get 2 hour mark, I guess. We're getting very close there, so we have let's just round this off in 10 minutes. The biggest underdog story, we Serbia making the Euros. What the heck? No. They're in a group with us. We suck. Lithuania, Montenegro, not good. Serbia, Hungary have to be favorites. Yeah, I mean, like I said, is there any other teams we forgot to mention? Underdogs, just like honorable mentions. I'm trying to think, any other teams?
Did we mention Switzerland's quarterfinal run at Euro 2020?
Oh no, we didn't. I forgot about them. Yes, that's a good shout.
They beat France on penalties, and yeah.
I don't think it makes our top 10. I don't think I'm going to put them in the top 10, but we could put them there as honorable mention. Are you okay with that national team as well?
Yeah, I am.
Switzerland. Okay, that's a good shout. Kind of forgot about them. Let's see what else. What other tournaments come to my mind?
I don't know, maybe Russia 2008.
Ooh, Russia, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great one, actually. They beat 3-1 the Netherlands in their quarterfinals, and the Netherlands had destroyed their group with France, Italy, and Romania, 3 wins out of 3. And then Russia surprisingly beat the Netherlands 3-1, I believe, after extra time. And yeah, that's a very underrated run, actually. Yeah.
Oh, someone mentioned this in the chat. I think it's a good shout. Czech Republic.
It's not. If they reach the semis, yes, but they did lose against Denmark in the quarterfinals, so they don't make the honorable mention list for me.
Yeah, I feel like we're kind of generous with honorable mentions. Like we're just naming everyone. We should probably condense this down.
They did beat the Netherlands, which was really impressive, but it's not enough for me.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Like as good as that win was, Netherlands were down 10 men. So
I think they would have won regardless, though. To be fair,
I know, but like my thing is that, we have to put that in consideration.
Yeah.
Okay, let's come with like a 5 honorable mentions. Just like actually, I feel like okay, how many honorable mentions should we do? Let's just keep to 3 or I think we should do 5, or maybe 3. We could do. Oh my god, Sammy disconnected again. How many honorable mentions should we do? And National, move on to you.
I don't know if I don't have any more on the top of my head. I guess we could just ask the chat.
I personally think we should do 5 because we kind of want. So, honorable mention. So, do we put Gambia just narrowly missing out on the list?
Yeah, they don't make it for me.
Okay.
But maybe I'm a bit Euro-centric.
Okay. I guess I think we should put Portugal.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I remember no one really fancied them at Euros after their bad group stage, but at the same time they are an established powerhouse during the 21st century with many deep runs. But I would place them. I had them in my original shortlist.
Yeah, so I put Cameroon as well as an underdog. Honorable mention, sorry. And then what other underdogs we could put? I suppose we could put Ghana as an honorable mention, another one.
I mean, I guess we could put back Turkey 2008 since we removed it.
Yeah, okay. I think is this a fair honorable mention list? Are you okay with this as your honorable mentions, National Team Football?
Oh yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, Matt's is arguing for the United States.
Oh yeah, I'm actually with Matt on this one. USA 2002. I would place it instead of Ghana.
All right, and we already got an African nation, so actually we don't have a Asian nation or European, South American. That's okay.
Most of Turkey is in Asia, so it's fair.
Okay, I guess I guess you could do that. I guess that's one way to say it. Put it. So, yeah. And then we don't have any South American nations, so, but nah.
I mean, it makes sense because it's a small continent, and their good teams are usually too good to be considered underdogs.
That is true. Like the only one I could maybe say is Peru.
I mean, maybe Paraguay 2010, but
oh, Paraguay 2010. I forgot about them when they made the World Cup 2000. They made the quarterfinals, right?
yeah.
I forgot about them.
But I mean, they only beat Japan on penalties, but Japan were decent back then, and they did pretty good against Spain.
Yeah. I think that's a. I think it's a fair honorable mentions list. Okay, so we're gonna wait for Sami Kiani to come back, and then we'll round off here. So let me end the poll. So while most of you guys think Greece is not the best international underdog, 53% says no, and 47% say yes.
I mean, what's the alternative? I don't understand.
Yeah, actually, maybe we should wait for a few minutes since the poll is still pretty close. Okay. Let's read some of the last comments, and then we're gonna head out. Hungry Nations League. Nations League for me is not really like a. It's not really like a. I mean, it's a serious tournament, but it's not like how to put. It's not really like. I don't know how to explain. It's not really like as prestigious as the Euros. So if Hungary can do this in the Euros, then I will say.
I would only consider League A and the finals.
So, okay. Armaments of Switzerland, Czech Republic, 2020. Switzerland 2020 was based on luck. They were extremely lucky to beat France. No, I don't think they were lucky. They were not lucky to beat France.
Definitely not. I mean, they came back from 3-1 to
France were pretty bad.
And they missed a penalty.
If anything, I think France is lucky to take that game to penalties. Because they were terrible in that game. Mbappe sucks at pens. USA strong honorable mention. But remember, Mbappe scored 3 penalties against Argentina. And Kazakhstan makes the Euros and does make it out of the group. Where would they be placed on this list?
10th for me. But I don't know, actually. I mean, can you remove any? I think they would be 11th.
Yeah.
I don't want to remove anyone. Yeah, Bulgarian mapping. I agree.
Hungary ball at the end of the Nations League anyway. All right, so Sami Kiani. So this is we came up with some 5 honorable mentions I narrowly missed out. Are you okay with this honorable mentions?
Gambia, Portugal, Cameroon. At least honorable mention for Cameroon. That's good.
Yeah.
USA, Turkey. Yeah, it's a good list.
Yeah, and then I also just remembered. I don't know if you were here. Matt suggested Czech Republic as a dark underdog thing. So when they made the quarterfinals of Euro 2020, do you consider that?
It's borderline. They beat just the Dutch team that was under Frank de Boer, and they were terrible anyway.
Yeah, and my thing is, and not to discredit them, but Netherlands were down to 10 men. So
yeah, they were down to 10 men, and I had also I rated Czechia going into the Euros. I thought the quarterfinal one would be within the realm of possibility for them. So not a huge underdog story for me.
Yeah. Then National Football has also mentioned Paraguay 2010 World Cup. I don't think we mentioned them.
Yeah, that's also a good shout.
Yeah, we didn't make there. So, anyways, I think I think this is a decent one. So we're gonna go around off here, guys. We're reaching the 2-hour mark. I think we need to end the stream. It's been so long, Let's go read some final comments by Matt. The last comment from Matt, and we'll head out. Wales should be replaced by Cameroon. Cameroon did not have known players at the time. What do you guys think?
I disagree. I disagree.
Wales had Bale, Joe Allen. Who else? It was an average squad. I mean, they overachieved by far.
I mean, Wales did not do. They have not done anything since 1958, when they qualified for the Euros. Right now, it's easy to look at Wales as an established national team that consistently qualifies for major tournaments. But
also,
before 2016, it wasn't like that.
Also, Cameroon have a lot of pedigree in AFCONs. They've been winning a lot of AFCONs before, so it's not like it's not like that crazy. So I personally disagree. I think Wales. I think Wales remains to be there. And like I said, Cameroon, they've won several Africa. I think they're the second most successful nation in Africa behind Egypt.
Yes.
So there's that. To be clear, honorable mention, but not top 15. Replace Wales. Paraguay won good game against Slovakia. In 1958 was World Cup in Sweden, not Euros. All right. I think that's going to be it for today, guys. So I hope you guys did enjoy the stream, this 2-hour stream. I feel like I did 2 streams today in some ways, and it was good fun. Thank you guys for joining National Day Football. And Sammy, before we head off, do you guys have where can the people find you on social media?
So you can find me on Twitter, Sammy Kiani, like my name is. And I'm also on YouTube, the same name, but I'm more active on Twitter. I'm trying to tweet regularly about all the stuff about international football. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right. I just left a link in the script in the chat if you want to subscribe to his channel. But the National Football, where can the people find you?
Yeah, well, they can find me on this account on YouTube and also at N Team Football on Twitter. It's a bit of a long name, so I have to short it down.
Yeah, so I leave a link into both of their channels in the chat below. So if you want to check it out, give a subscription to them. That would be greatly appreciated. And once again, man, it was great fun in talking to you guys because we had a lot of debates, man. We had a lot of discussion. So, it was interesting. So let me go ahead and end the poll, guys. So 59% says Greece is not the best international underdog. Wow. I wonder what is then to them.
They're trolling.
So, probably, to be fair. All right, let's read some final comments. Wales also had to qualify through the playoffs. Great to hear from Sam and Seb. You should do a list of teams that failed and didn't live up to the hype. Oh yeah, we could do. We could maybe do that someday in the future, but we'll see, man. I kind of don't really want to do any more list kind of debates anymore. I feel like we kind of did that enough, so I kind of want to stray away from that. Maybe we'll bring that up in like several months' time, but I think we've done enough list debates for now on the channel, so but yeah, definitely we could do something like that in the future. We'll see. And last comment from Bulgarian member says bye. And who says no, bro? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, thank you guys for joining. And I'll see you guys later, man. We're going guys to like and subscribe. We reached 20 likes, which is the target for today. 22 likes. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys later, man. Peace out.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. Ciao.